Stadium between Barca and Nastic. 2-1 so far for the home side. 2 goals for Barca coming from Griezmann and Dembele. The one for Nastic coming from Bonilla. But what are your impressions so far this first half?
Well, I think we have seen some interesting things. All the movements between the players of Barca, they have been switching positions. Also, of course, they still need more time to know each other because it's the first time for all this team playing together with a new manager. But I think the intensity has been high, and that's important for a preseason game. And of course, they are playing against a team from a lower division. But the attitude and I think the intensity has been the good one. And of course, now it's going to be a really different second half because Koeman said in the preview that he will change all the squad. So, I mean, we will see 11 new players in theory. But I think we have seen good skills from Aleñá, good skills from Pedri, interesting things also from Dembele, Griezmann scoring the penalty, good detail for Leo Messi because he's used to take the penalties, but he decided and leave him Griezmann to, well, for the first time wearing the number 7, scoring a goal. So I think this was the lineup.
We're seeing the lineup here, the starting 11. You talked about the intensity being there. Obviously, you could tell it is the preseason game. A little bit of miscommunication between the players at times. Looking at the starting 11 from the first half, Bruno, who was your, let's say, man of the half?
I would say Aleñá, honestly. I think the double pivot was the big surprise probably for everyone because Koeman was working on it. And Aleñá, for me, was a big surprise to see him in the starting lineup. We still don't know his role, but it seems that Koeman believes in him if we just saw him in this lineup, and he has been an important man.
Bruno, I think we're going to see the highlights of the first half, so let's take a look at the highlights. Started out well for Barca. Again, that word intensity, a word that I think Okules really want to see from this team. Koeman has said that he trains the way he plays the games, or plays the games the way he trains, and we know that he is a manager that believes in that intensity. The first half, again, started out well for Barca. We're seeing Dembele here on the left side, associating fairly well, I would say, with Jordi Alba. And the first chance coming pretty early for Barca. Right there, Griezmann just inches short.
Exactly, this was the first chance, and a couple of minutes later was going to come the first goal of Dembele. Of course, always this left side of the pitch, it's important for Barca with a man like Jordi Alba who likes to attack and be at the top part of the pitch. And here is actually the first goal with this cross. The ball is there around the box, and Dembele is there to score the goal because it's not a beautiful goal or a masterpiece, but you have to be there.
A little bit fortunate, perhaps. I think that's fair to admit. But like you said, you still have to put it in the back of the net. And it's also important for this youngster, isn't it, to gain that confidence that perhaps he has been missing in previous seasons.
No doubt. He needs this confidence. And today, he scored a goal, and that's important. But in other moments where sometimes he had the confidence to dribble, he was passing the ball back. So I think that Dembele needs more games.
You want to see more?
Yeah, more games, more training sessions. Because I think that the talent, of course, is there, but he needs to show it, and he has to go for it, no doubt. Yeah,
absolutely. And something we discussed in the first half as well. As we see the penalty now taking place, as Piqué got pulled down into the box. Something we talked about is the players really taking advantage of the minutes that they have out there on the pitch.
Yeah, no doubt. This penalty there, I think we don't need the VAR.
Absolutely. And Antoine Griezmann got the opportunity to put this one in the back of the net and did so very comfortably.
I like to see Griezmann taking the responsibility. Of course, it's a friendly, but I like him to see him taking this penalty. And with this new number 7, to say, I'm Antoine Griezmann, I want to be one of these leaders of this new Barca. And I think taking this penalty, scoring this goal, and with this new number 7, it can be a mental thing, an important psychological thing.
As we now see Nastic on the attack. Just going back to that penalty, as this was a near shot on goal, do you think that's a way of Messi saying, look, Griezmann, I know that you have an important role here on this team. This is my way of giving you that, say, the green light?
Yeah, this can be a message. I don't know if before the game they have talked about a possible penalty, who will take it. We have, of course, no ideas. But yeah, of course, Messi has, he's normally the player taking the penalties, but we have shown in the past how he has led some penalties to Luis Suarez
Yeah.
and to other teammates. So I mean, I think it's nothing strange to see other players taking penalties, and probably it's a good detail of Messi because he's the captain, he's the leader, and he was a friendly, and probably Griezmann wanted to score a goal with his new shirt.
And it took this fantastic shot by Bonilla way outside of the box for Nastic to get one in. And nearly at the end of the first half, they got a second one. A little bit of perhaps miscommunication, some sloppy defending there on Barca. It's Antoine Griezmann tracking all the way back to put that ball out of bounds.
Exactly, and here's the chance of Leo Messi in the final minutes of this first half. Messi that also, I think we all agree that he still needs also more rhythm and more training sessions.
Of course.
He just started this Monday, so yeah, the preseason is just beginning. So yeah, I mean the league it's in the next corner, but we have to remember that the team has started to train a few weeks ago, and this is just starting. So we will see more big things, no doubt.
So the first half finished 2-1. Bruno, Koeman announced it. The second half we'll see a whole new bunch of players. All 11 players will be substituted. Do you think we can expect the same from Nastic?
Well, we will see. I think we are quite excited to see Trincao, no? For example, one of the new signings and an important player. Who else that can also Iñaki Peña? Let's see if also can have a chance now with Ter Stegen out. He will be the second goalkeeper for this month, and he have to be prepared if something happens with Neto. That of course has experience.
Yeah.
He came from Valencia last season for 30 million euros. So I mean he's an important player. So also let's see if they change the goalkeeper, and let's see the youngsters also know that we want to see Conrad de la Fuente, Ilias Moriba, also Miranda, Jorge Cuenca, lots of players from La Masia that also they can have a chance. And I'm sure that Koeman will be doubting with some players. I'm not sure if I want him in the squad or not, and it can be a good test for them this second half.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the first half, because you mentioned his name before, Ousmane Dembélé, the young Frenchman who's had quite a troubled start to his Barca career. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
We liked what we saw, but you still want to see more from the Frenchman. What exactly is it that you want to see from him?
I mean, I think in some actions, in playing against Nastic de Tarragona, he needs to be a little bit more brave and to try to dribble, because he knows to do it. The big talent of Dembélé is that he can shoot with the left, with the right, and today when he was receiving the ball, he was doing the easy thing. When a kid comes normally in the camp for the first time, passing the ball.
Right.
And, except Ansu Fati, that he's another story. But yeah, I think that today probably Dembélé could have been trying more things. But I mean, of course, it's the first game, and I'm sure he wants to go step by step, also physically. We have to remember that one of the last injuries a couple of seasons ago in Getafe, it was a long sprint, and I'm sure he wants to go step by step. Probably with also the staff, they have say, Ousmane, we're gonna go
take it step by step.
Exactly, because
slowly.
we don't want you to be out injured again. So I don't know if also psychologically for him, this is another battle.
That's the thing. I guess that's the thing. It's the psychological aspect of everything. We know that the talent is there. We know that his ambition is there, of course. But I think the psychological aspect, that's really something that the technical staff, Koeman and his assistants, will be taking into account and just saying, look, you're going to get plenty of chances to play this season, but take it slow, youngster.
He had plenty of chances today, Koeman, and he decided to Dembélé give him a start. And I think this is also a good message that I think Koeman also probably wants and believes in Dembélé, and that's also a way to show it, to be part of this first starting 11. And I think that he's young and he has a long future, and he has to be an important player, and that's why Barcelona bought him.
Bruno, on the topic of youngsters, perhaps somebody who's not so young anymore is Leo Messi, 33 years old now. He was, I mean, a hugely anticipated return for him of the team, of course, seeing how he would associate with his teammates, seeing his gestures and everything. I think he looked, as fresh as he possibly could be, considering that he has been training just, a few days with the team.
Yeah, I mean, we wasn't expecting to see Leo Messi in the starting lineup just because of this, because he started training few days ago. But he has been there. Probably also Koeman asked him, no, how are you feeling physically?
Right.
Are you feeling great? You're the captain. So I probably assume that Koeman and Messi chat before this game. Do you want to start? Do you prefer to play some minutes in the second half? And probably Messi felt well and say, hey, I'm ready here. I'm the captain. I want to play. I want to win titles this season. And why not? Let's go and start playing.
Do you think that Messi, sorry Bruno to interrupt, do you think that Messi was sort of on a mission to get his teammates involved? I heard Duncan talk about him passing up the opportunity on free kicks to, aim the right at the goal and opt for the quick pass instead.
Of course, I mean, he's the captain, and I have no doubt that all the squad and all the players, all the new signings, when Leo Messi said that he was going to stay here, it was big news for them. And he has to lead, and he's a star. He has played in Barcelona for lots of years, and now new players are coming. So he has to be an important player for all this rest of the squad. He has to be the leader, and I have no doubt that Leo Messi will lead this team, and we will enjoy for another successful campaign for Leo Messi.
Now, going back to the topic of youngsters, Bruno, Pedri, we talked about how marvelous this occasion must be for him. Culé, ever since he was born, really, his grandfather founded the Peña. How do you think he performed in this first half?
I think we have seen great things about Pedri, and the same, I think the talent is there. He has been fighting also a lot in defense, and that's, I think, also really important for all Barca managers, not just having good names and good players up front, also help defense. And I think we have to be really, really optimistic with Pedri, because he's just 17 years old and he has showed in this first half all the talent in his legs. It's great to see these youngsters. Look there how he won 40 challenge. And I have no doubt that he wants also to be an important player here. And he said it lots of times that he wants to stay in Barcelona.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go on loan anymore. He played last year in Las Palmas. And he has played, I think, a good first half. And I think we will see great things from Pedri in this preseason and during the season. I don't have a doubt that Koeman will believe also in Pedri.
Yeah, I think as well that it's important for the youngster to stay within the club. He's so excited. Oh, this impossibly to translate word, ilusión, excitement. I always say. I mean, you cannot get it more from a guy like Pedri. There's another man I wanted to ask you about, as we are slowly but surely seeing the warm up for the second half. Is Francisco Trincao? He's going to be playing with a lot of the youngsters. Is he almost at this point one of the more senior roles of this team? Do you think we can really kind of see Trincao in his element? And I mean, he is one of the older players. It's pretty crazy to say, but there's a lot of young players next to him.
Yeah, what we saw in Braga is that I think he's not going to be also scared to try things. And well, I think it's a great chance for him. And Semedo will be the captain in the second half.
Right.
So also a Portuguese. So
Yes.
I think the best thing is to go and enjoy this second half with Trincao, Semedo, Conrad de la Fuente also was there, Frankie de Jong, lots of players.
Well, we'll leave it over to Duncan Bishop to take us through this second half of this interesting match that is Barca against Nastic.
Well, as the sun begins to set here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff, we're about to see a changing of the guard of sorts, because in the second half it is going to be all change for this Barca squad. Ronald Koeman wants to run the rule over every player in his squad, and we're going to see some long-awaited first appearances of the pre-season for the likes of Trincao, for the likes of Frankie de Jong as well. It's set to be a different second half, but no less exciting for us. At the moment, though, Barcelona 2-1 up against Nastic. Perhaps the scoreline, the least important aspect of this game. Barca playing with plenty of possession, playing with plenty of ideas as well. It's been a promising start to the contest. The second half coming up. This is how Barca will line up. Iñaki Peña in goal, Semedo, Araujo, Cuenca and Junior at the back. De Jong and Ricky Puig in the double pivot role. Welcome back Felipe Coutinho. He plays alongside Trincao and the youngster Conrad, with Braithwaite fielded up top. Braithwaite returned to training this week. Well, it is very much an all-new Barca 11. No player retained from the first half. It's unlikely to be the starting lineup for the first game against Villarreal, but there are some established first-team players in this for the second period.
Yes, De Jong is one of these important players, no doubt. With Koeman, he's going to be one of the main protagonists. Let's see, Philippe Coutinho, coming after this year on loan in Bayern Munich, which role he will have in the team, but also it seems that Koeman wants him to be an important part of the squad. And Martin Braithwaite, number 9, a reference that came in the winter transfer market. And also, let's see if he will compete with Griezmann, Suarez if he stays in the number 9 position. And also, of course, Semedo will be the captain in the second half, experienced player in Barcelona. And Junior Firpo, the other left back, that will have to fight with Jordi Alba.
Well, we are underway in the second. And that with orange stripes, the Señera strip, whilst Nastic, the opposition, the side from the Segunda B, are playing from right to left in this second period. They got what may be a consolation goal against the run of play that's made things interesting in terms of the scoreline. What's interesting for Barca is all of these changes. Frankie de Jong, classy as ever on the ball, his first touch, just a shield and glide away from the opposition midfield.
Yeah, it's funny. We're going to see a Barca with perhaps more of a Portuguese accent in the second half as opposed to a Barca with a French accent in the first half, where Dembélé and Griezmann really were the noteworthy players. And like I said, I'm very curious to see Francisco Trincao, how he will link up with Semedo, and of course Coutinho there as well in the middle of the pitch.
Here's the run down the right. It's checked back. For the killer ball, plays the pass to the left. Braithwaite waits in the centre. We haven't seen that many changes from Nastic. Rueda is one of those players who stays on the field of play. He was getting touch tight on Martin Braithwaite, who it appears is playing in that centre forward role. Underrated in terms of what he can do dropping deep, though, Martin Braithwaite. He can get involved in the link-up play. Nelson Semedo taking on the captain's armband for the second half. We do have 4 Barca team captains for the regular season, but all of them taken off at half-time. Opportunity here for Barca. Great move to get the defenders away. And this one comes back out. It's tucked back inside. Braithwaite lines up a shot. And it takes an acrobatic save from Wilfred. Agile to change direction to make the stop. Well, it's Gonzi, in fact, the goalkeeper who's been brought in for Nastic at half-time. Gets his left hand to the ball to deny Braithwaite an early goal.
Well, Martin Braithwaite, very quick to react there. Unfortunate not to put that one in the back of the net.
And he kept it low.
Del Barran, que acaba a les mans de Gonzi.
No, bé Trincao, activant aquest carril dret amb Semedo ja amb una bona acció tècnica del portuguès.
Joan Oriol, amb Amany, busca el carril central al futbolista camerunès. No és bona la passada per Gerard Oliva. Ara hi ha falta sobre Braithwaite. Ha entrat també Pedro, les files del Nàstic. I crec que el jugador substituït és Javier Ribelles. No, Ribelles està jugant de central, doncs ha substituït Trilles. Compte amb Braithwaite, intentarem ara resoldre-ho. Trincao, amb Frenkie de Jong, la demana Conrad de la Fuente. Refusa de cap al barran. Corre precisament Pedro, dels altres jugadors de refresc en aquesta segona part, per part de Toni Saligrat.
Veurem què és el que acaba passant al llarg de la temporada. Tot just acaba de començar, però Gerard, un dels principals beneficiats, per dir-ho d'alguna manera, Frenkie de Jong, tampoc la millor versió segurament, la que teníem acostumats a l'Ajax. Aviam si amb aquest doble pivot...
Compte amb Trincao, ha fet la diagonal, ha caigut a terra, reclama penal el futbolista portuguès, però l'àrbitre deixa seguir.
Bona acció de Trincao, ficant-se pel mig dels dos defensors del Nastic, conducció amb aquesta cama esquerra, aquest toc fi que té i al final intentant percutir per aquest costat dret. El que em comentaves, Francesc, jo penso que sí, que el té és un jugador que lògicament el coneix molt millor, Ronald Koeman, també de la selecció holandesa, sap com pot donar millor rendiment i si el recordem també de Jong en aquell Ajax famós, com comentàvem abans, amb aquell doble pivot amb Schone, veurem si té aquesta intenció Ronald Koeman, però aquí té altres actius que no té a la selecció holandesa o tenia aquell Ajax. Per tant, l'entrenador s'ha d'adaptar a la plantilla dels jugadors que té, evidentment, i donar-los el màxim de rendiment. Veurem quin paper important segur que tindrà Frenkie de Jong.
Ara s'ha equivocat Conrad de la Fuente perquè la passada era per Junior Firpo. No s'han entès entre el futbolista nord-americà i Junior. Agaterra Bruguer. Aquest és Conrad de la Fuente per Frenkie de Jong. La jugada és bona per al Barça. Mirava de deixar-la passar Trincao. Continua l'internacional neerlandès. La posa per Semedo. Quina bona passada. I a mans i la pilota acaba dins. Però l'àrbitre assenyala penal per mans de Joan Oriol.
Molt bona passada de Jong amb aquesta arrencada per banda dreta, sorpresa de Semedo. Aquí no hem vist ben bé la passada de Jong, que és magnífica perquè quadra perfectament amb la velocitat